Supermotos have always carried a certain rebellious charm. They're the bikes you ride not because you have to, but because they make the everyday journey thrilling. With tall suspensions, dirt bike roots, and sticky road tires, these machines have the agility to carve through traffic, the precision to dance across corners, and the toughness to shrug off city abuse. Suzuki has long been a name in this category with the DRZ series, and for 2025, it reinvents its formula with the Z4SM. Cycle World's review of the machine paints a clear picture. The Z4SM is not just a nostalgic revival of the Z400SM, but a complete modernization designed to keep the spirit alive while meeting the expectations of today's riders. Why the Z4SM matters? The Z400SM earned a cult following for being simple, reliable, and incredibly fun. But as emissions tightened and rider demands changed, it began to feel left behind. The Z4SM is Suzuki's answer. A bike that keeps the lightweight single-cylinder spirit alive, but layers on refinements, electronics, and updated engineering. This is significant because few manufacturers still build true, street-legal supermotos. Most brands focus either on full-fledged sport bikes or adventure machines. The Z4SM fills a gap, offering something practical, approachable, and above all, entertaining. A new heartbeat for an old soul. At the center of the Z4SM sits a familiar displacement. 398 cubic centimeters single-cylinder power plant. While it may look like the old engine on paper, the updates are substantial. A new cylinder head, reshaped intake ports, and revised camshaft profiles bring smoother breathing. Dual spark plugs improve combustion, and the leap to fuel injection with throttle-by-wire replaces the carburetor that once defined the Z400SM. The result is a motor that feels far livelier. Torque is stronger at low and mid-revs, giving the bike a punchier and more usable character in traffic and on twisty roads. Riders won't need to rev it out just to access the fun. When pushed, it pulls better toward the red line, although vibrations make themselves known at higher revs. A reminder that it's still a high-compression single. The 5-speed transmission remains a holdover, and while it has been strengthened internally, its lack of a 6th gear feels like a missed opportunity. Highway cruising exposes this shortcoming, where the engine feels busier than it needs to. That said, the inclusion of a slipper-assist clutch softens aggressive downshifts and improves smoothness in stop-and-go riding. Electronics that expand possibilities. One of the biggest leaps forward for the Z4SM is its adoption of electronics. This is a supermoto for the modern era, and Suzuki outfits it with 3 selectable ride modes. All produce the same peak power, but throttle delivery differs. Mode A gives sharp, aggressive response. Mode B balances performance and smoothness. Mode C tones everything down for rain or slippery conditions. There's also traction control, adjustable across different levels and even switchable off. Experienced riders will enjoy the freedom of disabling it, while newcomers benefit from its safety net. ABS is another standard feature, with 2 options: full ABS front and rear, or ABS only on the front wheel. Unfortunately, it cannot be completely disabled at the front, frustrating riders who enjoy supermoto tricks like stop pies and slides. Still, for most road situations, it provides a welcome layer of security. Chassis and handling. Built for play. The Z4SM's chassis is all new. The bike trades its steel backbone frame for a steel perimeter frame, improving stiffness and overall handling. An aluminum swing arm and bolt-on aluminum subframe round out the changes, keeping weight in check while boosting durability. Suspension comes courtesy of KYB and has been tuned for road use. Compared to its dual sport sibling, the Z4SM features slightly less travel but firmer damping. This means it remains supple enough to absorb urban bumps, but firms up under spirited riding. The fork resists diving under heavy braking, while the rear shock stays planted when powering out of corners. Wheels are classic Supermoto spec. 17-inch spoked rims wrapped in Dunlop Sport Max QA5 tires, ensuring grip and quick steering. Braking duties are handled by a 310mm disc with dual-piston caliper up front, and a 240mm disc with single-piston caliper at the rear. Stopping power is adequate, but the review notes the lack of sharp initial bite, meaning riders need to adjust braking points on tighter tracks or aggressive rides. On the road, though, agility is where this machine shines. The Z4SM flicks into corners with ease, encourages fast directional changes, and makes even mundane rides feel engaging. Ergonomics and everyday usability. Despite being built for fun, Suzuki has ensured the Z4SM remains practical for day-to-day use. The seat is 17mm wider than before, though it is still firm and narrow. Not the choice for long-distance comfort, but manageable for city commutes. At 35 inches tall, the seat height is significant, yet the bike's slim profile makes it less intimidating than it sounds. The bike tips the scales at around 340 pounds wet, only slightly heavier than its dual-sport sibling, thanks largely to bigger wheels and brakes. Fuel capacity is 2.3 gallons, giving modest range. Again, a reminder that this bike is more about short, spirited rides than long highway hauls. Practical features include LED lighting, tapered aluminum handlebars mounted slightly lower for control, and sharp, minimalist bodywork. Color choices are limited to gray and white, but both look modern and clean. The strengths and shortcomings. Highlights: lightweight and agile, perfect for city riding and backroad carving. Modern electronics, ride modes, traction control, and ABS bring the Z into 2025. Responsive engine, strong low and mid-range torque with sharper throttle response. Suspension balance, comfortable for daily use, supportive at higher speeds. Street versatility, from commuting to weekend fun, it does it all. Trade-offs: 5-speed gearbox, feels dated, especially without a 6th gear. No quick shifter. Missed opportunity for a machine that thrives on gear changes. ABS limitations. Front wheel cannot be fully disabled. Brakes lack bite. Adequate, but not razor-sharp. Seat comfort. Firm and narrow for long rides. High rev vibrations. Noticeable in hands and feet. Who is the Z4SM for? The Z4SM is not built for riders seeking maximum horsepower or long-distance comfort. Instead, it's for those who want a street-legal bike that feels alive at every corner. A machine that transforms everyday roads into playgrounds. Newer riders will appreciate its approachable power and safety features,